Hi, my name is Chelsea Dobelman, and I'm the Pro Bono and Public Interest Coordinator at the University of Chicago Law School. This quick video will briefly cover the New York State pro bono requirement, including what is considered pro bono for purposes of this requirement, and how to demonstrate compliance with this requirement. New York State requires all attorneys applying for admission to the New York Bar to complete at least 50 hours of pro bono service prior to being admitted. You must submit an affidavit showing that you have completed these 50 hours of pro bono with your bar application. The full text of this rule and additional information, including a frequently asked questions page, can be found on the New York Court's website at www.nycourts.gov. Please note that the following information we provide about the New York requirement, including what counts as pro bono for purposes of this rule, is based on our reading of the rule on the frequently asked questions page. We are unable to give definitive answers to students regarding whether or not the work they do will count as pro bono outside of what is explicitly listed in the rule and its frequently asked questions. This decision ultimately rests with the admissions committee, who will be reviewing your bar application. If you have a question regarding whether something not listed in the rule or frequently asked questions page counts as pro bono for purposes of the New York requirement, you can email the New York courts at probonorule@nycourts.gov. The pro bono work you do to fulfill the New York requirement must be legal related, meaning that it must involve the use of legal skills and law-related activities that are appropriate for lawyers in training not yet admitted to practice. Examples of legal-related activities include helping a low-income person complete court forms, assisting an attorney with trial preparation, helping litigants prepare for court appearances, engaging in witness interviewing and investigation, drafting court or transactional documents, or engaging in legal research directly related to a client. The work you do must also be supervised by a licensed attorney. This supervisor will be required to fill out a portion of the affidavit you will be submitting with your bar application. The New York courts have put together a detailed and very useful frequently asked questions page on their website, which includes examples of where you can fulfill your pro bono hours. A few examples include internships with legal service providers, public defender and prosecutor offices, nonprofits, government agencies, and judges or court systems. Pro bono work you do with a firm can also count as long as the client is not paying a fee for those services. You may complete your hours any time after starting law school and before submitting your bar application. If you are an LLM student, any qualifying pro bono work you complete during the year immediately preceding the start of your LLM program may count towards the New York requirement. Also note that receiving funding or academic credit for pro bono work that you do does not disqualify that work from counting towards the New York requirement. You will be required to complete a form affidavit of compliance wherein you will explain your pro bono work. This affidavit can be found on the New York Court's website. In this affidavit, you'll identify when and where the work was performed, provide a description of your work or project, and identify your supervisor. The form will also contain a certification to be completed by your supervising attorney, judge, or legal officer, attesting to the hours you worked. If you complete your hours at more than one legal service provider, a separate form affidavit of compliance will be required for each law firm, service provider, clinic, government agency, or program where you acquired your pro bono hours. However, if you do multiple pro bono projects with the same organization, only one affidavit is required, as long as all of the projects were supervised by the same attorney. If you are not planning on applying for admission in New York, but are still interested in doing pro bono work, you can sign up for the law school's pro bono pledge called the Pro Bono Service Initiative. Similar to the New York requirement, it is a pledge to complete at least 50 hours of pro bono before graduation. Unlike the New York requirement, however, it is completely voluntary. There are a few differences regarding what counts as pro bono for the New York Bar and what counts for the law school's pledge, so make sure to read the details about the law school's pledge on the pro bono page of the law school's website at www.law.uchicago.edu/pro bono. You can sign up for the law school's pledge and log your pro bono hours using Simplicity. You can find the written instructions for taking the pledge and logging hours on the pro bono page of the law school's website. If you are working towards the New York pro bono requirement, you can also use Simplicity to log and keep track of your hours, though it is not required. If you have any questions regarding the New York pro bono requirement, the Pro Bono Service Initiative, or anything else pro bono related, please feel free to reach out to me directly at cdobelman@uchicago.edu.